Hello world, hello Facebook, hello all the people who love cycling. Thanks so much for many comments. Danny, I learned so much from your fan page, from your materials, both my Facebook fan page and my YouTube channel. Today, short experiment just to show you that worn chain will not only work nicely with your cassette or any chain ring, which means that you can sometimes push it hard and it will skip the teeth, but it will also be very bad in shifting. Why is it so? The chain is not only for propelling the bike, because if you have some gears on the bike, see, when we use the derailleur, the chain will also need to move from side to side, up the cassette and down the cassette. What's the problem with the worn chain? Let me show you this experiment. This is new chain. This is just fraction of that new chain. I cut it to the desired length, and of course this is how the chain is supposed to move on the cassette, but in this direction it's pretty stiff. It still has to have some movement, you see, when I push it from the side, so that it won't be too stiff. The derailleur is actually either pushing the chain up the cassette or pulling it down. It's same with the front derailleur if you have one, but you can see how stiff the new one is comparing to the chain which I removed from this bike, and it's awful. This is really worn chain. So if I show you just the fraction of the chain, same length as that one, which was 4.5 links, this is it. See how much more movement there is. And this movement will change everything while shifting. See, there is just this amount of movement on this chain and this amount of movement on this one. When the derailleur is pushing the chain, let's say you are now looking at the cassette from above. You see, the derailleur is pushing it, but on the other side, it's not moving. Of course, the distance between the derailleur and the cassette is much smaller. It's just a couple of links, but this makes a difference in shifting. You see, I'm moving it here, it doesn't move right there. So worn chain will shift like a potato. You need to check your chain with the chain wear indicator, and when you see that it's worn, you replace it. When you don't do it, you will also worn the cassette, the teeth on the cassette, the chain rings, and when the shifting is bad, you can also snap the chain much more easily. So the chain should be perfect for thousands of miles if you clean it, if it's lubricated, but after 20,000 of kilometers, let's say, the chain really might need to be replaced if it was maintained very well, because if it wasn't maintained very well, 500 kilometers will kill the chain. That's it for this material. Thanks for following and see you in the next one. Mountain biking is such a cool thing. We've got uphills, we've got descents. What about riding off camber? Riding off camber is actually a great exercise because we need to be more flexible on the bike. So that's one thing you will learn. And the other thing also is the traction of the rear wheel. You should be very careful on what gear you have and how much power you apply to the pedals. Because once you apply too much power on the pedals, your rear wheel will lose the traction. And if you're riding off camber, that means the rear wheel will go down and your bike will stop. Don't worry too much. Your tires will normally have more traction than you think. Just don't do any crazy things. Try to go straight off camber, and that's gonna be not only fun, but great experience.
this was extremely difficult.
Technical climb. It is very important for you to know that it's not necessarily just the technique that will allow you to climb such a technical tracks or go down the hill, but it's also the line choice. It is super important that you are able to see which line will be less technical or less dangerous. It can be more advanced physically for you, like this one here. You will see that I was trying maybe 3 or 4 times to go this line here, the right one, but there's many rocks, and 1, 2, 3 of those are difficult for the rear wheel to go over. And so finally we found out that the left line will be much easier because there's less rocks, but I have to push much more into the pedals because it's steeper. It's always steeper on the inner side of the corner. So the line choice is a great tool for you to just be able to ride pretty much anywhere you want. First off, think which line will be better, then try it. If you don't do it, try other line, and then you will see which one will work better for you. As you can see, this is pretty nice track. We are going through some forest trails, a nice one. There were some descents, there were some uphills, not super technical ones, but if you only focused on the corners here, you could really make up a lot of time, and it was all about taking the corners wide. So wide enter into the corners and also the wide exit from the corner. Alright, let's see what's happening right here. Most of the riders, you can see the tracks, are riding on the right side of this really wide fire road. So this is the internal track of this corner, and then they are going from the internal to the internal or to the external. I'm going really wide, so I'm coming to the corner from the left side, then I'm cutting the corner, and then I go once more to the left side, so to the external one. The point here is we are not trying to find the shortest track, but the fastest line through the corner. When we compare 6 laps and myself 6 times going through those same corners, I'm not always being close to the perfection here, but going wide through the corner, so just having higher speed than my competitors is always saving me a lot of time. Here we have yet another situation. Here's the technical descent, very short one. But once more you can see the tracks of most of the riders here. They are coming from the inside line and braking, so losing the speed, and then they exit the corner on the right side, so on the inside once more. I was trying to just gain speed and keep the speed through the corner, going from the inside to the outside here. Maybe not each time I've been doing that was really good, but I would say 4 out of 6 laps I would really save time here. Now, how does it work in really racing conditions? It's not like you will be just adding those seconds from the corner to the corner, but the guys that lose the time on each corner, they lose energy, they lose power in order to get back on your wheel. So it's a really shame I didn't have my rear camera here, because each time I could hear those really sprinting in order to get back to my rear wheel, and then on the next corner they would lose it again. So really those, let's say 4 or 5 corners on the 6 laps, that would give me like 20 corners, about 20 corners, and few seconds, 4, 5, 6 seconds on each corner. That means a lot of energy saved for myself and lost for my competitors. So I wish you would also play with this trick. It is really good one, a safe one, and will really work on the tracks which are full of different corners.
No i gdzie oni mi zjali? Dobra, tu trzeba iść, tu teraz się zastanawiam. Zastanawiam się, którędy. I to mi czas zabiera.